got some issues. All right, I've been working on this, trying to figure my fenders out today, but we're gonna take a break. So we got a couple visitors today that brought the donor motor for the Golden Nugget.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey. So we got Colt from Bleepin Jeep and Lizzie from Matt's Off-Road Recovery. So basically he's the Suzuki expert.
Not an expert. Not an expert. Everybody's saying I'm an expert. I love Jeeps.
But like Paul said,
I don't know anything about Suzukis. I put Toyotas in them, so.
So he's more of an expert than Paul's an expert.
But I do like Suzukis. I've owned quite a few. We brought a two-door Suzuki Sidekick. Well, let's go check this thing out. Game on. Oh yeah, pretty. It is really nice.
He is pretty.
That thing is in good shape. It is in really good shape. Yeah, this is, I mean, ridiculously clean. Yeah.
What the heck?
Record breaker 1.9er.
What else do you know?
For what?
For the CBs. What's all the codes?
Rubber ducky. I've seen that on a movie once, but I got
10-4.
Yeah, 10-4.
What's your 20?
See, Lizzie's more of a trucker than I am.
All I know is Duke's Hazard.
Smokey the Bandit.
We got a convo. She's a beaut. It's that season.
I think that we seriously say that in every video.
It's the season. You gotta say it.
We say it when it's not the season.
Well, it's always the season for that. 28 inches, and there's 30 inches in that other one. It'll fit. I shouldn't even have to cut firewall. Nice. This is the perfect donor motor for the Golden Nugget. It's gonna fit.
All right, so we've been getting a ton of comments about how, well, not like a ton. There's been a few comments where people are saying, why are you not leaving the engine stock? Leave it stock, leave it stock. I'm gonna let these guys explain to you why they're not leaving it stock.
Number one, dependability.
Ed can't walk when this thing breaks down, so.
Yeah, we don't want Ed to be stuck in the middle of winter trying to find two-stroke oil, figuring out how to get it running. I think you guys found a lot of spark plugs and stuff in the back of that thing anyway.
Yeah.
They were fighting to keep it running when it did run. So for the Suzuki purists out there, we're keeping a Suzuki motor, transmission, and transfer case.
And it's a small package. This is gonna fit where we need it to fit.
And it gives them enough power that it's gonna actually pull hills.
I talked to Ed about that. I said, what was top speed in this thing? And he said 30 was scary in it.
Yeah.
You could get to 30, but it was scary. I don't want that. I want 65 to be reasonable and safe.
Yeah.
We are taking away the 3-speed manual that it had.
How many 80-year-olds do any of you folks at home know want to drive a manual transmission?
That's why Ed's truck that he has is an automatic, because it's not that Ed can't drive it. Ed chooses to drive an automatic because it's easier.
And we want to make this as dependable and as easy to drive for Ed as possible. And we know you guys do too.
You're good at this, Colt. You're good at this.
You've been doing this forever,
yeah.
Colt.
All right. Get to it, boys. Get to it.
All right, it is done. Motor's out. If you want to see the whole tear down of this thing, all the parts and pieces that we're going to get off this, because we're not done harvesting, go over to Bleepin Colt's channel. Check it out.
We'll set it up.
He's going to have a good video for you, so if you want to see it, that's where it's at.
I think it's time for lunch.
Let's go eat.
What do you guys think?
I like food.
All right, let's go. All right, where are we going, boys?
Looks like Archie's is the spot today.
Colt gets to try himself out a Fab Rats burger.
Fab Rats burger.
Your discount?
It's fab and amazing.
All right, we're in the shop again, working on this thing. Today, it's gonna get us powertrain. Motor is going in this thing today. Power steering pump's gonna have to come off because it is right in the way. It's gonna have to get relocated up here somewhere. Exhaust header is a problem. We're gonna have to cut that off. We may end up doing some tricky stuff and building one. I don't know, we'll see. But we're gonna get it setting up here and figure motor mounts and tranny mount out right now. we got some issues. We're gonna unbolt some stuff and get that out of the way so we can set this down in there and figure it out. For sure, power steering's gotta come off and the header's gotta come off because it's not gonna fit like we need it to, so I'll hurry and unbolt that stuff. This bolt's messed up in this header. Leaking oil all over the place. That's pretty awesome. Oh, these are gonna break off. I really want that to break, but I ain't got much choice. Should have drained the 90 weight out of it first. There we go. There's one. See that? Cross-threaded. Not looking good. I don't know if it's even moving. It's turning, but it ain't moving. This whole video maybe just me tearing this stupid bolt off. It'll take me all day to get this off. Oh, we're about to break it now. I'm done screwing with it. We're gonna cut it off. Usually exhaust bolts are hardened, so this ain't gonna work real good. Okay, fix that. Problem solved. I hate 90 weight. I don't know why we gotta get it everywhere. First little test fit. That needs to slide. There we go. Show you what we got going here. This cross member gonna have to go, which knew it was gonna already. So, but that's sort of where it's gonna have to come down a ways, quite a ways, and it's gotta come backwards to here somewhere. That's gotta come out, and this has gotta come back like, well, you can see it's gotta come back probably 2 more inches, and then it's gotta go down. I gotta keep clearance on that oil pan right there and the front end. Alternator, I'm gonna go down till the alternator almost touches frame, I think, and then we'll start getting it nestled in there where it needs to go. We'll sawzall that piece out and carry on. Alright, there's that part. Now we should be able to squeak this thing backwards. Right there would make me happier. It's not gonna make my exhaust happier or anything else, but yeah, I got some stuff to do. This isn't gonna fit real good. Lengthwise, it's what we need. The dang frame's just too narrow. It's gonna fit one way or another. So this is what I'm talking about with the exhaust problem. It dumps straight into the frame. I think I can build a header that will sneak right down between there, kick out the back. There's no shortage of work. I got a pile of it to get done. Oil filter, it's not gonna be very user friendly, but there's enough room to change it. Gonna be tight. I gotta have alternator so it's just barely off the frame. Gotta be behind these white marks with the fan. And I know I have 19 inches from right here to the top of the hood up here. So I have to make all of that fit. So we'll get it. All right, she is getting close to her final resting spot. I've been moving it all over, trying to get it to where it's gonna clear. So my mark is there, it's back. This is the firewall right there at that. So I got a little, I may squeak it backwards another inch, mostly oil pan, front differential clearance. So that's my main concern right now. And then I'm gonna start building motor mounts. They're gonna be pretty easy. I'll just come off these little flat tabs, build something that goes underneath, and put a chunk of rubber in between it, and it'll work good. I mean, this thing's not a fire-breathing monster. I know Colt told you it's a big block, but it's a pretty small big block. We'll get this all put together, and motor mounts will be tougher than the frame, so I think it's gonna work. I'm building it. All right, we got some measurements. I'll go find some metal and we'll get her cut. 6 inches. Ow, that took skin off my... All right, parts and pieces, cut. So we've got some pretty close tolerances there. So this, you can see I'm gonna cut that out of the frame, flip it upside down, weld it back in. Then I'll have some clearance for my alternator because that's where I need that motor to set right there. We'll go over to the press and bend it a little at a time until it fits where we need it to there, and then we'll start figuring out the rest of it. All right, so this is my press. I built this thing. It's not the greatest press, but it does me a good job. I built this bender because I had a need for it one day. Watched the old YouTube and figured out how to build it, put it together. All right. Must be work involved. Allergic to work. Oh, look at that. Must have done something right. You count the number of pumps that go into it, that are pretty much the same. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I can dig that. This other side's a little more complicated because the motor mount is back farther because of the oil filter. We got to bend her a little bit more. We'll go do that. All right, I'll show you what I got. That's it. It's gonna bolt onto here. It's gonna set up like an inch off the frame because there's gonna be a chunk of rubber under it, plus this in there. So, gonna work perfectly. I'll get those all welded in and built, and then I'll go ahead and put the transfer case cross member in. What does the viewers think? Does this kid look sick? That's what I'm thinking. He woke up this morning too sick to go to school, but I'm on to him. Starter showed up for his go-kart today, and he's like, I'll just be sick, and then we can work on it. Backfire. We're not working on it because you're sick.
I'll do it myself.
Maybe. All right, so she showed up.
Had to come see the progress.
She's
on the
supervising, making sure I don't mess up. Got Ed over there on the box. He's been supervising all day. But she come down to see if I was doing anything or just kicking it down to the shop.
Looks like he's not doing anything.
I'm eating some candy if that helps.
So I'll take over for a minute.
Oh, I thought you were going to do this and
No.
I would film.
I'll film.
It's not a fair trade.
That this is gonna work, but it's gonna be tight and it's gonna be hard.
It's a lot of work. I got a custom build. Well, it's just like that. I got a custom build every piece. This is the same way. You can't go to the auto parts store and tell them you have a 72 Jimmy with a Suzuki Sidekick motor in it. They just don't make parts for that, so you got to build them. Okay, motor's coming out.
You can't just pick that one up and lift it up, huh?
Well, Colt says he can.
Are you kidding me?
Which I don't doubt. I don't. All right, here we go. All right, we got to notch that piece out, that little chunk, so it fits around the, I can't think of what it's called, the shock tower. That's what I'm trying to spit out. And then we can start welding. So, fire plasma up, get that cut, and then go for it. One down. So I cut this place out, and I just flip this piece over, and it's going right back into the same hole. And I'll weld that down both sides. We'll cover the ends, and the alternator will be clearanced. Okay, we're getting closer here. Frame's dimpled, pads are set on it. Haven't drilled and tapped them yet, but I will when I get these things mounted to the motor mounts on the motor. Then we'll set it down in there, mark them up, pull it back out, drill and tap them, get some rubber in between them, and we'll be happening here. All right, well, I'm gonna show you a little trick. So I need to know where that hole is, and I can't get a marker in there, so we're gonna put a little grease on this thing. So I know where it needs to fit, I just don't know where the hole is. So we'll hold it up here. You can see where the hole is. You can see the hole. I'll drill that hole and it'll bolt on. All right, motor is going back in. Huh. Like I knew what I was doing. Christmas miracle. I'll give you the lowdown here. So obviously it's gonna set a 1/2 inch higher because it's setting on the metal to metal right there. That's the gist of the motor mounts. And my clearancing for the alternator is perfect. I got tons of room now. Now I just gotta deal with transmission mount, which is gonna be pretty easy. I don't know what I'm gonna use yet. I'll figure something out. So you wouldn't think something as simple as what I've made here would take all day, but it's taken all day because the body has to fit back on this dang thing when I'm done. So I measure, go out, check the body, see if it's gonna fit. I'm pretty sure this is all gonna fit. This exhaust header is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to deal with that. It's gonna be a pain, a royal pain. I'm gonna have to build a whole new header and turn it sideways and run it right down through that little hole. We're gonna go ahead and pull this exhaust manifold off because it's just in the way right now. Oh, this thing's all junk anyway. That's good, I feel better about building one now. Thanks. Didn't know you'd have to work when you were sick, did you?
You said I couldn't.
Oh. Manifold is off. I need that O2 sensor. There's that. Now we can finish what we started. We'll move that motor now, drill this hole and tap it, get things happening. So I'll take and drill these out to a 3/8 bolt size. We're about there. I just broke another one. I'm batting 1,000 here. That's a brand new bit. All right. Now all that's left is to do a little tapping, and we got it. One down. 2 down. Motor can go in here now.
So what's going on?
Just finishing the transmission mount. I just cut the piece that's getting welded to the frame and then drilled and tapped to bolt it in. Alright, we're going in. We got some visitors today.
Guys.
My brother, his two boys, and my other brother, Daryl. Thanks. Just kidding, his name's Ben. But we're just getting this all handled. Got this mount built, as you can see. And that's gonna go there, something like that. I'm just making it up as I go. Alright, drilled and tapped, we'll weld them in. You want to flip that welder on? For some reason it doesn't weld without it being on. It helps.
Still like power.
Yep, that's way better. Welded in. Give you the underneath view. We'll clean the edges up and stuff under there. But it's going out to get a bath first. That'll work. Cool. Okay, I pulled that thing out to wash it. These little turds already took over the shop.
Wasn't my idea.
I see. What's going down here?
Fixing my go-kart.
Well, what's going on with it?
So it starter's complete junk. So we're putting a new starter in it. This is the starter.
I see. All right. Well, don't take all day because I do need back in the shop.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, motor's in it. It's done. Now it's on to the other complicated stuff of making everything else fit. Next time I'll put the body on it, make sure it all clears. So thanks for watching.